You look good.
I'm not a girl.
I'm a woman.
Selfie! Just our faces.
And
I'll always love you.
It starts as a girl named Cassie takes the time to get ready at a salon. Even though her appearance seems a bit over the top, she carries herself with pride about her look. Meanwhile, her friend Brandy is engaged in some extreme activities with a man, but he's unable to meet her expectations. Growing frustrated, she resorts to giving him a whip to show him how it's done. Elsewhere, Amber heads to her workplace, a lively club where her friends Cassie and Brandy also work. As they prepare for the evening's customers, they encounter Enrique, the cook, who makes snide remarks about their appearances in Spanish. Shortly after, Bunny, their transgender co-worker, arrives at the club and greets Dale, one of the bartenders. Brandy invites Bunny to check out Cassie's unique eyeshadow, which causes Bunny to look horrified.
oh shit! Ow!
Brandy jokingly suggests that Cassie's look is a desperate cry for attention, but Dale humorously defends Cassie. Just then, Ryan, the bar owner, introduces the new hostess, Dawn, and everyone welcomes her. However, Ryan cautions the team not to act too strangely around Dawn and notices Cassie's striking makeup, suggesting she tone it down. He then directs Bunny to entertain a table full of doctors, causing Amber to feel disappointed. The night unfolds with the group playfully attempting to make Ryan uncomfortable. As the evening comes to a close, Bunny walks away with over $300 in tips and even snags a date with two wealthy doctors.
I made $300 in tips.
Cassie inquires about Amber's plans post-work, to which Amber bluntly reveals that her aunt has passed away, but reassures them the death occurred long ago and that she hardly knew her aunt. Despite this, she intends to visit her aunt's house, which her mother will eventually sell. Her mother does not wish to leave it vacant, so she offers Amber free rein to use it as a vacation home until it sells. Amber invites her friends to join her for the summer. Her friends quickly ask whether Amber's aunt lived alone in the house, and she explains that she once shared it with B, love of her life. Meanwhile, at the vacant house, two burglars invade and make themselves at home. One of them urinates into the pool and is suddenly pushed into the water by an unseen force. His accomplice finds some wine, but when he carelessly throws away the bottle, it hits him in the head. Both soon realize they are not alone and confirm the presence of an entity when objects start to levitate around them. Horrified, one gets struck by a book as they make their escape. Meanwhile, the group of friends decides to survey the house, but Bunny couldn't join them. Upon arriving, Brandy spots a book at the door, but they all dismiss it and head inside. They are taken aback by how organized and orderly the house appears. As they explore, they discover a photograph of Amber's aunt alongside a man, whom they speculate is her lost love who died 3 decades earlier. When they place the picture back down, they unknowingly trigger a subtle shift in the photograph's arrangement. Shortly, the friends pour themselves some wine and gather for a selfie, only for Cassie to find her phone is turned off. Brandy checks hers and finds the same issue, as well as Amber's. They realize they are in a dead zone without reception. This revelation makes Brandy feel uneasy about spending the summer in the house, but Cassie reassures Amber that she will accompany her there. Soon after, the other women depart for their respective dates, leaving Amber alone for the night. Before taking a nap, Amber enjoys some wine and is taken aback when she feels an invisible force brush against her. Surprised yet slightly exhilarated, she soon decides to sleep, but notices her wine glass is mysteriously full. Realizing she may have had a bit too much to drink, she changes into her aunt's nightclothes. The following morning, the invisible force returns and yanks her blanket off, then begins to send waves of pleasure through her, leaving Amber feeling exhilarated like never before. When she heads to work later that day, Amber learns that her co-workers had disastrous dates, except Bunny, who wowed the doctors with her hidden talents and left them wanting more. As Amber prepares for the shift, Brandy inquires about her night, and Amber shares that it seems a ghost may be residing in her aunt's house. Adding to the shock, Amber mentions that the ghost provided her with an incredible experience. Intrigued by her tale, the other women express a desire to join her that night. Even Bunny wants a chance to encounter the otherworldly being. Cassie extends the invite to Dale and Lawrence, who willingly agree to accompany them. That evening, they all head to the house, and Dale and Lawrence offer to check the premises first, with Bunny tagging along. Although they aim to remain vigilant, Amber reassures them there's nothing to fear while offering up some wine. Meanwhile, Cassie and Bunny rush to settle into their respective rooms, eager to meet the ghost. As the night continues, Dale enters the kitchen where Amber and Brandy are chatting. Brandy mentions how Amber got close to a ghost, startling him as he attempts to offer her some wine. At that moment, an empty glass hovers above his head, but he manages to catch it. Dale tries to dissuade Amber from pursuing her plan for the future. As they converse, they inch closer, nearly sharing a kiss, but their moment is interrupted by the smoke alarm going off. To ensure everything is fine, Dale and Lawrence decide to check the backyard, only for Bunny to burst out of her room, claiming that the ghost seems to harbor a bias against trans women. At the same time, in the backyard, Dale stumbles over an unnoticeable water hose, and pine cones humorously drop on his head. Despite their ordeal, they keep walking until the ghost mischievously pushes them both into the pool. Back in the house, the ghost fully reveals itself to Amber, playing with various objects in front of her. However, gets concerned as the soaking wet men return with tales of their own adventures, only for the ghost to kick Dale twice. In the meantime, Bunny gets her suitcase, but just as she gets ready to leave, the ghost slams the door shut in her face.
If that isn't the final... Yeah!
With that, Brandy claims Bunny's room for herself. Alone with the ghost now, Amber shares that Cassie enjoys pain. The ghost reacts by throwing a punch at Cassie, who soon realizes it was a mix-up since it is actually Brandy who craves pain. The ghost's attention shifts to Brandy, exciting her. Meanwhile, Cassie grows furious and nearly storms off until the ghost uses a gentle touch to calm her down. Brandy soon leaves her room to gather supplies, while the women enjoy an eventful night. The next morning, Brandy awakens with her makeup smeared and bruised arms, yet she wears a wide smile. The ghost leaves her some items to treat her wounds. After a shower, the ghost tosses out most of Cassie's makeup, leading her to realize that she doesn't need it to be beautiful. Life continues with the ghost bringing joy to the women as days pass. One day, while unwinding in the hot tub, they discuss the ghost's inability to leave the house. Inspired, they decide to host a pool party and are delighted when the ghost gleefully splashes water around.
Pool party?
The pool party attracts a mix of single and attractive attendees, and the fun carries on into a sleepover where they wait eagerly for the ghost. It surprises them with its extraordinary display, leaving everyone breathless. The party continues for a few days until exhaustion sets in, leading them to take a break from the party and tidy up the house. The group sticks to their daily routines, working and spending evenings with the ghost. Nonetheless, they begin to notice that they are also nurturing real friendships outside the haunting experience. Amber grows closer to Dale, Brandy enjoys quality time with Lawrence, and Cassie finds a connection with Ryan. One day, Amber joins Cassie and Brandy in the dressing room, sharing that her mother is pushing her about starting a family. However, her aspirations have changed since she began experiencing life with the ghost. Cassie asks about her future plan, and Amber states she aims for happiness. Turning to Brandy, they ask her for her dreams, to which she replies her goal remains the same: to seek pain. Brandy's fascination with pain confuses Cassie, and Brandy muses that pain was the only thing that ever truly made her feel loved, although she's now left unsure. That evening, while the other two are out enjoying their dates, Brandy remains at the house where the ghost presents her with cuffs and a whip, but reluctantly requests a more laid-back night. The ghost grows furious, storming away from her. When Amber and Cassie come home, they too face an unsettling experience. The atmosphere changes, leading them to worry about the ghost's mood. In the morning, the air is thick with tension, filled with messages of anger as the ghost messes with their belongings. In light of this, Brandy decides it's time to escape, urging them to leave the dating escapades behind. Suddenly, the door swings open on its own, a strong wind swirling around them, confirming their fears that the ghost can indeed leave the house. Amber takes responsibility for the situation, believing her dreams of romance led them into this predicament. Determined to confront the ghost, she prepares for a heart-to-heart after her shift. However, Brandy and Cassie express their concern for her safety as she heads toward the house. Amber gathers the courage to confront the ghost, but just as she's about to express that their time together should come to an end, the spirit reacts violently, pinning her to the wall and shattering various objects around her. Meanwhile, Dale, Lawrence, and Ryan rush over, though Lawrence remains cautious about speeding, fearing he might get a ticket. Inside the house, the ghost escalates its rage and produces a knife. At that moment, Amber professes her enduring love for the spirit, which causes it to calm down. When she reopens her eyes, everything appears as it once did, the room tidy and free of chaos. Just then, the ghost expels their suitcases outside, as if signaling it's time for them to leave. When Dale, Lawrence, and Ryan arrive, they check on her well-being. Upon hearing that she is fine, the group gathers up their belongings and departs from the haunted abode. Several days later, they reconvene at Amber's house for a small celebration. During this gathering, Lawrence asks Brandy out on a date, which she joyfully accepts. Out of the blue, Amber's mother brings forth cookies and mentions that the house has been sold, and it turns out Don made the purchase. Meanwhile, Bunny supervises the club, while Ryan and the others are away. She is visited by the two doctors who are smitten with her, and she politely declines serving other patrons to focus on their needs. Back at Amber's house, everyone finds themselves looking at a photograph of her aunt. To their astonishment, Amber's mom points out another woman in the picture, revealing that she was Amber's aunt's greatest love. The group is left in awe, realizing the ghost's deeper connection to this story, realizing the ghost is a woman. And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our video. Watch the next recaps on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.